Hey, rulers, did you miss us? Hope you're all properly braced because we're getting ready to kick off our new Deb Diary series, starting with 158 Wandering Nobles. Let us now hear the words of Joachim. Joachim is one of the two design leads on CK3 and has been with Paradox for different projects since CK2's Holy Fury. And they're excited to be able to present our last entry in Chapter 3, the Wandering Nobles DLC. As we set out to create this piece of content, our primary goal was to see if we could spend more time with the traveling system from tours and tournaments. It was a system that was generally well liked internally and externally. We knew traveling would most likely be used a fair bit by adventurers, though exactly how that game loop would turn out was unclear at the time. We wanted to continue experimenting with it and see if we could add more content to it in different ways. Since we have seen some confusion about this, one thing to clarify is that the Wandering Nobles is not a landless adventurer DLC. It was made primarily for landed gameplay, and though much of it is also available to landless characters, they are not the pack's focus. In other words, this DLC will not have unique landless features, new contracts, or anything locked to the adventurer playstyle. Even though we will not go into detail about events, a plethora of new events are spread throughout the different features that will be detailed here, as well as a slew of new travel events. In this event pack, we tied them all into things the player will choose to engage with, like activities, lifestyle, and travel, rather than having them appear seemingly at random. Besides the traveling-based themes, what you can find in this pack is our first new lifestyle since the game's release. This avenue of content has remained almost untouched since the game was first released, except for adventure-specific perks in Roads to Power, which we wanted to try and experiment with. It is set up like all the other lifestyles in the game, with 27 perks split across 3 lifestyle trees, 3 focuses, 3 traits, and landless perk variants when needed. One essential philosophy of the new lifestyle tree is that we wanted it to be a tree where you had to engage with it, rather than having it simply engage with you. In other words, there are fewer passive bonuses, and most bonuses are gained by engaging in travel or activities. In that sense, we tried to go for impactful effects and bonuses from the perks, but at an opportunity and gold cost. We will talk at length about the lifestyle trees and perks next week, but we wanted to give you a small sneak peek at what it looks like. In this DLC, we have included 3 activities, each associated with and unlocked by one of the new lifestyle trees. They are intended to be about the size of the university visit we introduced in Wards and Wardens, giving landed rulers more opportunities to travel through your realms or abroad. 2 of the new activities are set in your realm, whereas 1 takes you outside your borders. When we created these new activities, one of our philosophies was that we wanted them to be deeply tied to each of the lifestyle trees, synergizing in different ways and playing into the strengths of the lifestyle tree. That way, investing in the lifestyle tree opens up an activity that lets you continue to build down that route. The first activity we will examine is Inspection, where you can choose to travel to a specific part of your realm to ensure that it is well run. You will be able to decide what parts of realm management you would like to focus on, and if you travel to a border country, you might even get vassalization acceptance from neighboring rulers or claims on their land. Our second activity, the Monument Expedition, involves traveling to a distant city to see its sights. This allows you to visit specific places with points of interest, which you'd previously have to drop by as you pilgrimaged elsewhere. The final activity, the Hike, is one where you can temporarily leave behind the stress of court life and seek the calm of nature. Shy characters, you poor souls who would desperately try to lose stress through Feast, we see you. As a travel-themed pack, we wanted to include something new for players to see as they wandered around the map. One that we had wanted to include for a while was points of interest focused on battles. These new points of interest will come in 2 forms: dynamically created ones as particular battles happen on the map, and historical ones set up from the start of game. For the historical ones, we have some that can be seen in all our bookmarks, and others that can only be seen in later bookmarks, like two related to the fight over England in 1066. One minor addition to this patch is a new building in court position, primarily for Catholics but accessible by anyone with a new cultural tradition. The building can only be built in Catholic churches by default, but in any city for those who choose to get the cultural tradition. It is intentionally made to have a fair number of county-wide bonuses rather than holding specific ones, and opening the new court position for whoever is in charge of the county, the court brewmaster. That was all for this week. We hope you enjoyed this first look at Wandering Nobles. We will look in depth at the activities and lifestyle perks next week. Until then, we figured we show some of the new art we have in the DLC to tide you over. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment and all that good stuff for more Crusader Kings 3 news.